Yeah, it's 5 o'clock on June 16th, 2025. I call the meeting to order. Staff, can you please proceed with the roll call?
Yes, all right. Commissioner Carter,
Here.
Vice Chair Commissioner Fung,
Present.
Chair Hanson,
Present?
Commissioner Hagler, and Commissioner Yang, present.
Okay, I guess everybody's here, so we should get started. I'd like to look at the April 17th minutes really quickly and approve the minutes if we can do it. That's item number 1 for the Sustainability Commission minutes. Do we have, can you pull up the minutes?
Yes,
Thanks. Thanks, Jasmine.
of course. Here are the draft minutes. April 17th.
Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Does anybody, everything looks okay to you guys? Okay. Can we proceed with the roll call vote?
Commissioner Carter,
Present.
No.
On the minutes.
Minutes.
I haven't really seen all of the minutes.
Okay, sorry.
In fact, I'm gonna get closer.
I have.
good job.
Commissioner Carter, you can abstain as well.
Yes, I approve.
Vice Chair Commissioner Fung,
Aye.
Chair Hanson,
Aye.
Commissioner Hagler,
Aye.
Commissioner Yang.
Aye.
Okay, so, do we have any, so the motion passes. Do we have any postponements?
No postponements.
Okay, so we can move on to oral communications. This is the portion of the meeting that is reserved for persons wishing to address the commission on any matter within the jurisdiction of the commission and not on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Jasmine, are there any attendees wishing to make public comments?
No attendees online or in person.
Okay, so since there's no one of the public present, I'm going to close public comment. Okay. Do we have any written communication staff?
No written communication.
Okay. Do we have any commission staff, any staff reports? No, okay. How,
I can just say that we are taking the post-collection garbage item to council tomorrow. So that's finally going to council with the option to possibly select the smart station for processing garbage after they finish their inconveniently timed upgrade. So it would be in about 18 months probably before we'd be able to.
So we talk about even mayor's meeting, if you want to give an update, is something. You must have attended mayor's meeting, right?
yeah, no. I mean, I was wondering about schools and things like that. But we'll just have to figure it out once we figure out what they're gonna do.
So with the change.
Yeah.
So. The schools are under their own agreement with Recology, so I don't know what that would mean for schools.
Alright. Okay,
And then also as many of you know, the induction cooking demonstration is next week on Wednesday. I'll be here at the Quinlan Community Center at the room just across the way, 6:30 to 8. And I know some of you have already registered to attend or have already let us know the RSVP.
yeah, I registered and I found out So it's so sad. I saw Martin, yeah, he was wonderful. It was wonderful. So go if you can. Yeah. Okay, is that it? So, is there any old business?
There's no old business at this time.
Okay, so we can proceed to item 2, which is to review the proposed municipal code amendments to the Cupertino Municipal Code Title 2, Chapter 2.96, Sections 2.96.010, the established composition, and 2.96.020, terms of office pertaining to the Economic Development Committee, and discuss the implications of the change. So we're looking for recommended action. We'd like to discuss and provide a recommendation to the city regarding the proposed code and any amendments to the municipal code to chapter 2.96, sections 2.96.010, and the established composition of 2.96.020. Anyway, so there's a red line draft ordinance. Are there any clarifying questions from the commissioners? Did you guys get a chance to look at the?
So I did not get a chance to look at it, so is it okay if you can?
Yeah, we can provide a quick Tori, I didn't know if you wanted to take that since you made it online, or I can do a quick summary. How about I'll do a quick summary and Tori can jump in if there's anything extra. We have Director Mosley here too. He's aware of the issue. So this Economic Development Committee has not actually ever met, but it was formed and then unformed and then reformed again. And a sustainability commissioner was one of the recommended people to be on it. The item that is on the council agenda for tomorrow is to swap the sustainability person for a planning commission person. And so that is the reason you're gathered here today. And there's also something about the term limits, but I think that's fairly non-controversial. Just the way it was worded wouldn't work with actually
So
people's
what is the
actual
reason
terms.
that city gave behind it?
So per the staff report for tomorrow, maybe that's a good thing to, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So this is the staff report from tomorrow's item. I think down below is, there we go.
This is the reasoning.
So, as my understanding is currently there's a either one, but not both, in terms of planning commission and sustainability commission. And second, there's a issue with lining up the, how long is the one? The
Correct.
rewording actually is what I think we're looking for. Is that correct?
It sounds to me like the main concern is just wanting to stay as having a rep on the committee. And so if that's the desire of the commission to make that recommendation, I would keep it simple.
Yeah. That
Hey,
way.
council,
and
we
so if
want to
somebody
stay
turns
on it.
out, then somebody else could be. Correct?
Yeah, but just have a seat. You're
Yeah,
gonna have a seat at the table,
yes.
because this is the future of Cupertino.
So why can't they add one more seat? So that's the question, right? Like they can keep, they
They
can add.
they need an uneven number to avoid a tie vote
Oh, okay.
on things, so that's part of it. And so the reasons they've given are in the staff report, so I would suggest if you want to make a case for remaining on this committee, that you could keep your ask fairly narrow and say we request to remain on this committee, and here are the reasons we think it's important, for perhaps addressing the reasons they gave in the staff report for not having sustainability in there.
But I also don't want to exclude the planning commission. I think there's a good argument for both of us to be on.
Yeah, and I don't think you need to say planning should be out and we should be in, but rather just say we still would like to be in, and
Yes.
however you.
So
One
who
of
are the other people on this? Or there are not all commissioners, right? There are
Right, it's,
I don't remember from last time.
it's 2 commissioners and do we have, is the list there of who the people are? Look on the,
Have the makeup, I think it's the mayor or council member, vice mayor or council member, sustainability commission representative, planning commission representative. Oh, no, this is the proposed, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so currently it would be the technology innovation, communications commissioner and the sustainability commissioner. The proposed is to replace sustainability with, planning.
but who are the other people on there? There are some community members, representatives.
Business reps, I'm assuming.
Okay, so there are 2 commission seats basically. But it makes sense to have planning on it. I mean, I agree with that. But I would say, so generally, my thinking was that anything that they do, there should be sustainability involved in it somewhere, somehow. I mean, not at the beginning of the, but at the end of it, I guess. So what is the purpose of this commission? Was kind of doing the economic develop, look at the economic, how Cupertino can be, right? Like possibilities of development, economic development.
Yes, we can go to the what it's supposed to do. All right, this is from the powers and functions. This committee shall be to serve in an advisory capacity to the city council to provide expertise and guidance on policy related to economic development. The committee shall also actively promote Cupertino as a location of choice for current and prospective businesses. To fulfill their mission, they may involve themselves in the following activities: make recommendations to city council on a broad range of strategic matters broadly applicable to the city's economic development goals, serve as an ambassador to shed a positive light on the city by sharing economic development resources and information to prospective businesses, and thus positioning the city as a location of choice, and encourage public-private partnerships to further the city's economic development goals by identifying potential resources. So that's what this committee is supposed to be doing.
I mean, I see an importance in having a sustainability commissioner in there for the sake of our climate action plan. The policies that we just talked about last time impacts businesses. So there's a lot of overlap, and I agree. I don't think it should be sustainability or planning. I think it should be both. I also think that if the council's concern is to not have an number, and I think one of those seats could just be ex officio, for example. So at least you still have a representative on there.
See, my thinking is we see whenever we are doing any planning thing, any park and rec thing, I mean, sustainability needs to kind of look at it, right? From the point of sustainability. Like, is it aligning with the climate action? Like, I've always asked that question for planning also. Like, whenever they are doing any planning thing, like all these new things that they are planning to build, right? Have they thought about like any kind of resources and how resources are going to be, whatever?
Yeah, that's actually already part of the planning process, is that it goes through a climate action plan.
So does it come to our like, does it go through you?
It goes through our division and they fill out a checklist showing alignment with the climate action plan.
So that is happening already. So then something like that, I think probably when they come up with if not the seat, then when they come up with something, when this committee is done, whatever they are proposing, it
The-
needs to be aligned with the climate action plan.
The issue with having a representative there is representative will hear and things will spark. They'll hit on something, or they're obviously missing something that needs to be brought up and that needs someone to be represented.
Yeah, I think that's, I mean, I would be more comfortable with at least recommending that. You know, Sustainability Commission to not be left out of this. I don't know how often this committee meets. I don't know, like, and I guess the term limit is another issue, so I get it, but. The council originally put Sustainability Commission on the committee, so there's obviously a value. And I do think that that value continues to exist today.
So, so the 9 representatives are 2 from the city council, 1 from sustainability, 1 from TIC, which is, I guess, the technology, and 5 city industry reps.
Yeah, there's
The
a,
planning commission wants to come on. What about the chamber of commerce?
I think that's a good question, actually.
And the sustain, I mean, add planning and chamber of commerce leaves.
Well, I would-
sustainability.
say probably keep your focus narrowed. If you guys want to be at the table,
Yeah,
keep your focus narrowed to that without trying to.
tell them what to do. So we should say maintaining the sustainability commissioner on the economic development committee gives Cupertino a competitive edge, ensuring that decisions are environmentally solid business savvy, and legally defensible.
Supporting our climate action plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and supporting climate action plans, CAP 2.0. whatever.
How does what follow-up question on the legally defensible part? How does that
Because
relate?
If we
to-
have any kind of actions or things that we want to implement, and if there happens to be a mismatch between what's going on in the decisions that are made in the economic development committee, we at least have that sustainability lens that we're using to keep that committee focused on issues that could potentially be a problem.
It's a
Like-
real issue with the push for housing. Forcing us to build housing, whether or not it's good planning or not. It's really important that we keep their feet to the fire on keeping, making sure that sustainability issues are still kept.
I mean, because the EDCs usually like look at business, they look at redevelopment, they look at visual arts and downtown committees and that kind of thing. But the environmental stuff sometimes gets overlooked. And so we need to do that with sustainability, so that we can attain our goals. Right, the ones that we've said that we're legally going to do.
So did you guys want to try wording the recommendation to council?
Sure.
I mean, it sounded like you had together a little draft.
Well, what I put is maintaining the sustainability commissioner on the economic development committee gives Cupertino a competitive edge. It ensures that decisions are environmentally sound, business savvy, and legally defensible.
Yeah, I'm not sure about legally, as you said, because it's more for a policy, right? Is there more, the other stuff is I'm okay with, like,
This is short, succinct, to the point.
yeah.
You all agree or not?
I agree. I mean, I do get that the legal part could be a little bit, maybe council will look at it and kind of think that it's out of our scope.
Yeah,
Well,
Right.
because we have agreed to make these measurements, and it's kind of like with, I guess it could change on a dime, that California can't sell any gas powered cars, after a certain date. We can change that, but if we're still doing it, then we've kind of broken the law that we set up for ourselves.
Maybe more so like the commitment to the
Yeah.
city's climate action
like a
plan.
plan, a policy, like,
Uh, I mean, there's so many goals in the CAP 2.0 that talks about involving businesses. And you're right that economic development a lot of the times kind of gets left out, like, or leaves out the sustainability component. It's my job, so I can understand how easy that is. But I guess if we're trying to make a case to council to give us a seat on the table, they at least need to be aware that they've adopted a CAP 2.0. And that there is a value in keeping sustainability commission on there. So I feel like if we appeal from the commitment perspective, hopefully that gives us a better chance. No matter who it is who sits on the commission, I feel like at least we need to try to keep our voice there.
And what is it regarding term? Because commissioner will also have term.
Yeah, I didn't drill into that aspect of it as much. I just know they were trying to work out initial term versus later terms so that it would align with terms that people are actually serving.
Yeah, I mean,
Respective commission.
see, anything can
I'm
happen.
less worried about that part. That doesn't seem to be the,
Anything can happen.
Page every time with all the people that don't want any crossover.
I don't really know. I think it was more about the term of the committee might be beyond the term of the commissioner or vice versa or something.
Why is that
Even
for the
worried.
commissioners? Why is that important? One of us is gonna represent the commission.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what,
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's something to get,
yeah, so I think that's not the point, so.
yeah,
I mean, I see the value of adding planning commission, definitely. But I'm not, I mean, I would say that, yeah, sustainability has to be there also.
It says the planning commission works on things like land use zoning, which affects businesses more directly than the sustainability commission's work on things like climate and energy. That's why they're saying that planning might be better.
I would,
Guess climate and energy aren't important.
Well, no, this is, I think, what we're, at least in my mind, what this is, we're not fighting against the planning commission. I think the
Yeah.
fact that the planning commission is
Yeah.
not on there is pretty crazy.
yeah,
I just don't think that that putting the planning commission on there should be booting us off.
Right.
I mean, we've been working pretty well together, so.
yeah, I think we can write that. I think sustainability and planning can work together probably.
Well, it's
Add
not only that, but there's actually no cost to the city whatsoever to keep a commission on, because we're all paid so well as volunteers. you know that? And so, I mean,
Well,
it's
that's our
silly.
pay, I think.
I mean, they have an invested community who wants to help them with the future and make sure the city is a wonderful place to live, and it takes work of many, right?
And yeah,
well,
I agree with Alex, so if they want even number, add one more community person, I mean, that's. I think adding one more person is okay, but removing sustainability, I think. Doesn't make sense.
so suddenly it sounded like you were saying you were recommending adding that to the suggested recommendation that you don't want to remove planning, but rather ask to retain sustainability.
That's gonna
So,
make it longer. I mean, contrary to removing sustainability, add to the commission, add two more. You could say add two more if they don't like it.
I guess I do have a question. Do you think that mentioning the planning commissioner part would help our case? Or are we digging into a scope that is outside of our realm here?
yeah, I feel like we were talking about this a bit earlier, just keeping it narrow to know we want to stay at the table, but I sort of like the sentiment that you appreciate that that planning brings something valuable to the committee, but also feel that sustainability
Yes, yeah,
is important to keep on there as well. So maybe you reflect that.
Okay.
and we can say that we work together with planning right now and it's working out great, so.
So
Why is it either one or all? Yeah,
Well, I think you would leave that up to them.
yeah, but that would be the option, right? I mean, they could add arts, they could add chamber of commerce. There's a lot of stuff they could add besides planning.
Yeah, and that would be up to them to
Right.
figure out. We're just saying you also deserve or
Mhm.
feel that it's important to have a seat there. And
So there is one more question I have. So we can all make this recommendation, but any of us, we is okay to serve there, right? People have time to serve on that, right?
if that's a side question, would anyone actually want to be on that committee?
I would say Alex is a better suited for that, but you're busy. So.
I mean, I feel like, amongst the five of us, whether it is like whoever it is,
Oh, you're right.
Like,
Okay. We can do
I
that.
feel like can,
So I'm rotating.
Rotate.
we
Yeah.
could rotate, and I feel like for at least speaking from my perspective, it's like vice chair and chair already have commitment, it should be somebody else.
Hmm.
And I know I have the background, but it doesn't need to be me.
Hmm.
I
Um,
mean,
Well, we
basically,
could follow you first.
like if I
Two of
was
us
a
could go.
representative, then basically I have to come back to you guys. I mean, this is like, there's no lone rangers here. And
It's like my PTA. My PTA adjunct do have to come back.
I mean, we have that, what is it? It's like every meeting, there is what commissioner report.
Mhm.
It's like you guys used to report on the mayor's meeting and then whoever is on that committee, for
That's
example,
right.
can report on it.
I've done that on the bicycle commission.
Yeah.
You go to the mayor and thing, and then you have to talk to the mayor about what the group does, and then you have to report back to the group about what went on.
Yeah, I think let's little bit agree that let's write something because we meet every 3 months. So if this committee is meeting more frequently, just send a report to Ursula and she can distribute it from.
That's actually a good question, and I know that the committee is being reformed right now, but does staff know when that committee is gonna be meeting, how often? Oh, we're not there
I'm
yet.
trying to remember. I don't remember
I'm looking now.
because we had ish.
Tori
Oh,
knows something
Tori
to
knows.
add to the conversation.
Sorry, hopefully you can hear me okay. So I did confirm with the city clerk just now, there are allowed to be 10 positions. It can be an even number, that's okay. Also, last I heard, the commission is planned to start in fall. And it's supposed to be once a quarter, but there was discussion about every other month.
Oh, okay, so it's like a commission, got it,
Sorry, committee, but yes.
committee.
So I will say, as the premier retiree here, that I could go to
Hmm.
any of the meetings that others cannot. And if one of the other members of our commission wants to go, back without any issue.
Sorry, Jack, I'm gonna interrupt. We're not supposed to elect a representative until our July meeting, depending on the outcome of tomorrow's discussion. So don't worry about who's going to be our representative at this.
That's all right, at least I think we confirmed that there's interest amongst the
Anyone who's to
commission,
see.
yeah. Being able to attend. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
great.
so-
All right, so then let's work to make some wordings on how we want to present this. On the screen, I've got something started. To jump in and you know what you'd like to add. There was mention of including a sustainability and a planning commissioner, so I added that in. Tenth position,
Well, I wouldn't even get into the details of how many people, even odd, tenth, how many number, just you guys still want to be there.
Yeah. So do. What are we
That's something
writing?
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you have?
In order to give Cupertino a competitive edge, ensuring decisions are environmentally sound. Business savvy,
So an innovative edge or competitive? Competitive.
a competitive edge. Ensuring decisions are environmentally sound. Business savvy. And legally defensible.
So I really don't want to do the legally one.
Only
If we
because
are
we
okay with it.
understand the things like the cap 2.0.
But it's not legally, there is nothing legal about it. It's a policy thing.
And it's a goal.
It's a
An
goal.
adopted plan.
Yeah, there's nothing legal about it.
So we could replace the legal part with maybe something along the lines of commitment to support the commercial components of the cap 2.0.
Yeah, I like
Uh,
that.
I mean, I searched the term business in the cap
Let's use
2.0,
that, yeah,
popped up so many times.
let's use ChatGPT. Yeah,
What did you say?
To support the commercial component of the city, the city's climate action plan.
component.
Commercial component of the
Environmentally sound.
action plans.
In order to give sharing decisions. Yeah, I think that looks nice.
You said business savvy, right?
Yeah, I said Jasmine one more time.
Sorry.
Alright, the EDC gives Cupertino a competitive edge, ensuring decisions are environmentally sound, business savvy, and then we said
And then we say, yes,
support the commercial component of the climate action plan 2.0.
We believe that sustainability should be there in addition to planning commission.
Mm,
Mm. That's in the first part.
Okay, I'll make a motion to include.
Is it both a sustainability commissioner and then a planning commissioner?
Yeah, this in order.
Right, so I'll make a motion to include both a sustainability and a planning commissioner in the EDC in order to give Cupertino a competitive edge, ensuring decisions are environmentally sound, business savvy, and to support the commercial components of the climate action plan 2.0.
Good. Alright, anybody wanna make that motion?
I can make the motion.
Wait a second.
Okay, I'll roll call. Commissioner Carter,
Fine.
oh wait, I think you have to say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whole thing.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that part.
I, Sonali Padgaonkar, make a motion to include a sustainability and a planning commissioner in the EDC in order to give Cupertino a competitive edge, ensuring decisions are environmentally sound, business savvy, and support commercial component of the climate action plan 2.0.
Now, Alex, you're supposed to say,
Oh, then it's I second.
I have to say the whole thing.
Do I have to say the whole thing?
I don't think so. I'm
Okay.
just writing it. Alright, give me a second. Alright, now I'll go and roll call for this. Commissioner Carter.
Aye.
Okay, Vice Chair Commissioner Fong,
Aye.
Chair Hansen,
Aye.
Commissioner Padgaonkar,
Aye.
Commissioner Yang. Aye.
Can say Commissioner P. It's fine.
What's your name?
Hi, I've also been asked who's presenting tomorrow. So if someone wants to nominate themselves or nominate someone else to be the Sustainability Commissioner representative who will speak on behalf of the commission at tomorrow's meeting. You're also allowed to make written comments and you can comment independently, but we would ask for one representative on behalf of the group.
Will be for the agenda item, right?
Right,
Yes.
so Tori, you were a little garbled, but they could be there in person or they could just submit this as a written comment.
They can do
Like-
both.
It would probably have more power if somebody's physically there. It will look like we wanna go to another meeting.
By going to another meeting. I'm express interest in going to more meetings.
About meetings, yeah.
There you go.
Anybody wanna volunteer?
What that-
It starts at 7, around 7. Normally the the council meeting, you need to see what agenda item it is.
Right, my agenda, this EDC item is right after my agenda item. They expect mine to be heard at 8:30 and take at least an hour. So it's probably gonna be 9:30.
Okay, but then do we need to come there and fill the form at 7? You can do it?
The forms just have to be, I believe it's just before the item is, yeah, it's not right at the beginning, but as.
Just before the item?
Close.
Okay, so if we are there by 9 o'clock, it should work, right?
Well, probably good to be there. I mean, you never know how
8:30.
these things are gonna.
You text us. No, just kidding.
You can also go and make a comment on Ursula's landfill agreement item.
Sure, each of City Hall. Let's monitor this online for YouTube. Tori was saying, when we get to the landfill item, start making just how those are.
But you wanna say Ursula really knows her stuff.
So are we going to get a copy of this before tomorrow, before the meeting tomorrow?
This wording that you guys
Yes.
devise.
Wording that we have all put into our heart.
So do we just say that one line or do you want to elaborate a little or that's it?
Well, it's public comment. You can go as yourself, or you can declare yourself as a sustainability commissioner and make your case. I don't think you have to just limit it to the prepared statement.
Back to the statement, sure we can email that out to the commissioners. I'm not sure who your representative will be tomorrow, but you can indicate that as a representative of the commission. Commission met yesterday and came up with this recommendation, city council, repeat it word.
I can go, you wanna go, you can also go.
I think I'll do a written, because I have my planning commission for the city I don't work for tomorrow night.
Okay.
It's actually probably good to have both because then would have it in writing.
Yeah,
But
go ahead.
actually, Jack asked a good question. So is there gonna be a supplemental staff report submitted? No,
No, this is just, they have their agenda item as posted in Legistar and this would be appealing to them during the public comment.
are you able to go? Mona?
Yeah, I can go. Oh, wait, what am I doing tomorrow?
It's at 9 o'clock, so probably.
Yeah, no. I actually have something tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to Liverpool. I can do it in the evening.
You'll be back.
Yeah, I'm moving longer.
Moving lumber?
That's what sustainability commissioners do. don't they?
Alright,
Yeah.
great, so then we'll get that sent over.
You wanna come then?
I will come with you.
Okay,
I can also come.
okay. You wanna come, Connie? We can make it a full house.
9:30 p.m. No, I mean, we can stand with you, you can talk and we can just say that there are people who are supporting you, so.
Should we wear tie dye so that?
We can wear the Cupertino recycle, that green t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
But it will, I think it will make a difference. They see that the number of us are there, that we care.
Yeah, and it will be over in like 5 minutes, so that's okay.
Okay, I can do it. You wanna do it?
Is that 9?
Around, so what he's recommending is you
I
can
know.
watch it on the YouTube.
Yeah.
The city thing, and then when she starts, probably in like 15-20 minutes, you can
Yeah.
start.
But she also said, Ursula said that we could come and support her too. Cheer. Or something.
Oh, boy. We'll have a banner in the back.
Alright, so then this motion passes 5-0.
Okay, so.
Drum roll.
All right, let's see. Finally, I guess there's nothing else, so future agenda setting. Is there anything that we want to put on the future agenda? I think we had from the last
So-
one.
Did you guys talk about the recycling last time?
No, we had too full of an agenda. So if you
Oh.
want to hear about how we recycle versus how everybody else recycles and all that, we could still talk
You've
about that.
worked? Okay.
I've already kind of prep that.
He knows that.
All
yeah.
right, so
These are the items on the future agenda item, but I do want to let you guys know that we will be talking about this or revisiting it in July, so there's
that we'll
soon before we talk about it again.
keep them as we had them on the previous agenda because this is an, okay, impromptu meeting. All right, so we'll,
Things don't just automatically go away.
no,
I think
unfortunately.
it needs two of us to remove an item, so stays the same.
Yeah.
So for future agenda setting, we'll keep it as is and meet in July and discuss, right? Okay,
I have a suggestion. Can we put all our meetings on the calendar that we have?
yeah,
No.
Yeah.
Like my calendar, what so in
Oh,
this
that-
Microsoft thingy, huh?
Email
it's up,
calendar.
it's, here, I'll give it to you.
Where is it?
I already.
There's one in July and then one in September.
I'm gonna just put it on here, otherwise I just keep on forgetting. Third, we meet third Thursday, right? Or second Thursday.
Perhaps your fearless liaison could email out
Yeah.
with a of
Thank you, Victoria.
Third Thursday, January, April, July, and October.
I'm gonna put it on my calendar, otherwise I forget. That's what happened last time. In July,
The commission webpage.
so July 17th, right?
Yeah, July 17th, October 16th. Those are the two that are posted already
Okay.
at 4 here.
So is 5 o'clock better for everybody then? What do we have to do to change it to 5, or is it too late for you guys?
I think staff here has to stay, so they have to.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Is there anything, if we move it to 5 o'clock? What do we have to do?
We can move it to 5 o'clock if everyone wants that. It does require the Parks and Rec staff to stay and get overtime for the facility to stay open late. So we typically discourage it.
Okay.
And I like 4 better because I'm.
You, commissioners, mind if in the future I sit up front.
No.
When I was sitting in the bicycle commission, we did everything virtually. At my home workstation at home and everything. But since I retired, I no longer have a laptop.
Well, you better buy one.
God, I have 3 devices already.
You're welcome to sit wherever you want.
Okay, I just didn't know if there was special areas or not. Because
No.
visually,
It's fine.
it'll happen to you guys. It gets tough.
Oh,
Do it.
it's already happening.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I turned 40 in
Oh,
1
my
year.
God.
Okay, well, then we've got future agendas, and can I go ahead then? Can we adjourn the meeting? Okay, this meeting is adjourned at 5:43 p.m.
All right.